Welcome, everyone. Episode 87 of the Ballinesian podcast, Sunday NFL recap. This is week 12. Right now, as we're recording this Sunday Night Football, Chargers are playing the Ravens. Ravens up 13-3, end of the third quarter. So I'm going to be live reacting to the fourth quarter while also giving you every final score from each of the games in week 12. This episode, as always, sponsored by Livasa Island Apparel. Shout out brother Erod. Check him out, www.livasaislandapparel.com. Ravens blitz a lot. I am Lance Falatongo.
What's up, man? It's your favorite Raider fan. And I just want to say that the Chiefs are cheaters. I don't care what you say. Chiefs are cheaters. That's the only way they win.
Wait, what? Let's go to that. Man, shout out to the Raiders. Shout out to Max Crosby. That guy was trying to stay in there and
Oh man, like I don't
wreck
know
shit.
how. I understand being in the game is like it's important, man, to see your team. Like it's an important game. It's a rivalry game.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to be in there, and just the type of guy like from what we see on like TV and how he represents himself. Like he wants to be out there and play, but at the same time, there's still a few more games in the season. Like I don't know, it's always going to be worth it because he wants to play, but long term, I don't know.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Like
did he just sign a contract extension
I have no idea.
this year?
Oh,
I mean, he's gonna if it's
yeah,
coming up if he
yeah.
hasn't already.
I mean, I'm glad he played. He got a sack, and he's like, I think he's third in the league. I think he's at 11 and a half right now.
Damn. Yeah, shout out to
Uh,
the Condor. Come on the show, Max Crosby.
yeah,
This game, I think you guys had a chance to beat the Chiefs and kind of get within one game of them for the division lead in the AFC West.
right.
But the Chiefs visiting the Raiders, Chiefs win 31-17. Uh, what was it? Mahomes finally got hot because you guys started up what, two scores
Yeah,
to
we
start
went
the
up
game?
14-0. I was
Damn,
hyped as
Aiden
shit,
O'Connell.
and I was I was driving home from Federal Way, so I was listening to the game. We'll say listening because I was on the interstate, and you're not supposed to be watching things while
Right,
you're
you would
driving.
never.
No, never. But I was listening in. Um, Man, yeah, it was cool. Aiden O'Connell had a touchdown. It went to Myers. He had a really good game. I was just like again, I was telling everybody from the beginning of the season, Jacoby Myers is going to be nice.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't been like really big games, like or consecutive games, but he's put up points in fantasy. He's also pretty good for the Raiders.
Yep.
Tough guy, man. He got a touchdown, and then again, Josh Jacobs was killing in the first half. He was over 100 yards today, one touchdown. I'm pretty sure he had more than 20 carries, but he
20
went
on the
blank.
dot.
Yeah, he went blank in the second half, kind of.
Oh,
I think
damn.
I think he only picked up like maybe 15 yards in the second half, something like that, close to that, because he had a really long run of I want to say 63 yards, which is good to see. They looked like they were firing on all cylinders in the first half. But not to put everything on the offense. The defense still has to stop people, and like you said, uh, it's hard to stop Mahomes and Kelsey from catching fire because they're so good at what they do.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean,
You got to show out when you're playing the Chiefs because you can't usually expect them to be uh, like off their rhythm. They're usually pretty spot on. And that connection between Mahomes and Kelsey is like they know where to find the ball. They know how to read. They're on the same page as far as reading defenses and finding those zones. It's like Mahomes always knows he can throw it to a certain spot and Kelsey's going to be there.
it was
Uh,
pretty good. But I mean, they also had um, what is the couple? One of the young guys scored a touchdown today.
Rasheed
So
Rice, rookie,
yeah,
did 10 targets, 8 catches, 107 yards, and a touchdown. New
yeah.
wide receiver one. Like, not of course, not considering Travis Kelsey, the tight end, but
Well, I mean, Tony was out today. He didn't
golly, the
play.
Ravens hit so hard. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I saw that.
Rasheed Rice. Do you think he'd be the new leading wide receiver? It's like they were. he definitely got the most targets. Travis Kelsey only got 7.
I mean, he got the most because, like I said, Kadarius Toney was out. So was Hardman, McCall Hardman, who might be out extendedly, maybe to the end of the season because they put him on IR today, I think, or yesterday.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, I mean, depending on whether Kadarius Toney comes back, because I think Kadarius Toney's still going to be number one anytime he's in there. Because again, like you said, we're not counting Kelsey as a receiver because he's a tight end,
Yeah.
but Kelsey's number one anything
Hmm.
from home. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, the defense had to step up. They just they weren't them to like they held Miami to 17 last week. Was it 17, 20? I don't know. They held Miami, the number one offense in the league, to a low scoring game, and then they came into this one and they let Kansas City put 31. Again, like somebody told me, Kansas City has the Raiders number. Kelsey always has a good game, and he did today. He broke out. I think he had over 100 today. No touchdowns, but over 100 yards. So
Like he always has a good game versus
yeah,
the Chargers too. Like that's
yeah. So I mean, he's
this
Kelsey.
freaking division killer.
Yeah, of
Golly.
course, it's this game they want to be good at.
Yeah.
But on the brighter note for the Raiders, as a Raiders fan, if I'm speaking as a Raiders fan, it's good to see that the fight in them. They're not the same team. I know sometimes people, oh, they're still losing. Yeah, they dropped two in a row, but the attitude on the team is different. You can see it in their play. Like they just they look like they're fighting harder. They look like they're playing harder. Um, Offensive play calling could still use some work, but again,
Mhm.
he hasn't been the regular play caller the whole season. So maybe by the end of the season, it'll get a lot better. So yeah,
Silver lining for okay, 4 turnovers for the Chargers so far, which is crazy. A bunch of fumbles, so many fumbles. So before we move on to the, I don't know, another game from Sunday, we're gonna get these Thursday games out the way. You probably already know, but the Thursday was Thanksgiving, so we had 3 Thanksgiving games, and there was also a Black Friday game. So here are the results from those. The Packers beat the Lions in Detroit, 29-22. The Commanders lost to the Cowboys in Dallas, 45-10. The Niners and Seahawks, it was supposed to be a good one. Niners 31, Seahawks 13. And then on Black Friday, the next day, the Dolphins beat the Jets 34-13. Um, yeah, there were a bunch of games today that were on that were between like division opponents for like first place.
right.
The Saints played the Falcons. The Jaguars played the Texans. And there was even a game for who could get the worst record between the Patriots and the Giants.
Yep.
Uh, so we're going to get into a bunch of those. The Steelers fired Matt Canada this week. Uh,
And all of a sudden they
and
have 400 yards.
immediately had this a really good game. The first 400-yard game of offense for the Steelers, I think, in the last 58 games.
Yeah, yeah.
That's that's over 3 seasons.
You sent that meme into the group about where it had Pickens kind of just walking during a play, like it's kind of deceiving only because he actually had a good game and he was playing pretty hard if you watch the game.
Who Pickett?
Yeah, Pickens, George Pickens.
Oh, George Pickens. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think that was Deontay Johnson.
Oh, was it? Or maybe then I don't know, but he even had a good game. He had a couple good catches. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, so the Browns had no quarterback. Well, they had Deshaun Watson, who's going to be out for the season. So they had Dorian Thompson Robinson. So it wasn't expected that they would do great. Their defense didn't shut them down, but the Steelers with their first 400-yard game, as soon as they fire Matt Canada, is hilarious. And I know Steeler fans are excited and going to be kind of more vocal. I think the Steelers are like 7-4,
yeah, they're in full contention for a playoff spot.
like
They're
even for
running.
their division.
Yeah,
Huh?
running game was pretty good for them today too. Both runners are running pretty hard. So it's good to see.
We welcome in Coach Big Nasty, Coach Fresh, Rick McElfresh, the biggest Bills fan we got. Bills Mafia, stand up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Rick, how's it
Hey,
going?
uh, you know, being a Bills fan, trying to be a Bills fan, trying to stay a Bills fan.
Oh man, sorry, you guys just had a crazy game versus the Eagles this week. Um, that game ends in overtime. I think a lot of people are saying game of the year candidate. The Bills fall on that one in OT. Jalen Hurts scores a touchdown after the Bills put up a field goal in overtime. See what the final.
Josh
Your thoughts just coming out of that game.
Honestly, I was prepared for them to get destroyed today.
Oh, okay.
I kind of got myself ready for that, But so far, so good with the new OC. I mean, he was calling stuff, getting people in position to make plays. And that's all you could do with them playmakers. I'm really pissed off at Davis for not turning inside on a hot route. That hot route.
Oh, touchdown! Yep.
You always turn inside on a hot route. You don't turn outside on a hot route. That's why Josh threw it inside, because it was a hot route, because they were bringing everybody in their man coverage. So You got that one. Then you got the drop ball by Cook. That was a walk-in almost touchdown too. So that's 2 right there. And then 95 yards in penalties against 5 in the first half.
Yeah.
So.
Did you feel like you guys were – I mean, you guys had the Eagles – I feel like they were just like, what the heck is going on? You guys had them on the ropes from the very start, and then I feel like in the second half they kind of got their bearings and were able to start putting up points. But what do you think changed where you guys were, I feel like, going to run away with it?
So the Eagles did a great job at adjusting at halftime and coming out, and they quit running that ball up the middle and started going outside, which the announcers pointed out too, that we were getting beat outside because they couldn't beat us on the inside. We had Oliver was inside there, racking it up. Russo, Von Miller's still not back, man. I don't even know why they're letting him in really, because I've watched him. He's quitting on plays. He's giving up too early on plays. He'll be on a rush on the outside. Just all kind of stop because the ball kind of went by him, and then there's a pile up 3 yards from him where he could be engaged in, and he's not. He's standing around. So. I'm a little disappointed in that so far. He's definitely not back to where he was before that Thanksgiving game last year. So, but Russo, AJ Epinesa have been holding it down. Oliver, AJ, man.
Bro, AJ, I've heard AJ Epinesa's name so many times this year. I want to say more than I've heard in the last couple of years that he's been in. Do you feel like he's like turning a page or taking a leap?
He came on strong at the end of last year. Also, but yeah, I think he's made a huge leap. I think he's going to be fantastic for us. Moving on, he's young, kind of like Greg Rousseau. They're kind of built the same way. So those 2 guys on the outside, you got Vaughn too, so they're the good rotation. But I feel good about our defense, man. Jordan played hard today, man. Jordan was right there a lot of times today.
Yeah, he was. I think it was that. Was it Micah Hyde that got beat on that last touchdown, and Poyer was like trying to sock it out?
So Jordan's right hand, if you watch Jordan play, his right hand is always attacking the football.
Nice.
No matter how he's coming in on the tackle. Sometimes it gets him though, because if he's not coming in at the proper angle, he tends to hit and not wrap. If he comes in on the right angle, he'll wrap with the left, and that right hand is constantly fighting for the football. Constantly.
Nice. Creating turnovers. I think like one of the best pair of safeties in the league. I've got a couple of, probably not specifically to this week, but other Bills questions. And you as the biggest Bills fan probably in Washington, West Coast, I feel like you're the guy that can answer, and you give it to us straight. Josh Allen, what is happening? Is he still gunslinger, too much, like forcing it? I thought he was gonna like chill out this year. After 12 games or 12 weeks, what's your assessment?
I could actually go back to when Stephon Diggs first came on the scene. When Stephon Diggs came on the scene, Josh and him had some unbelievable plays. Diggs was catching anything you threw at him. And I think over that year and the year following, he got used to that. So if you think about maybe year 3 with Diggs, he was still trying to throw that stuff downfield, and it wasn't happening. The teams caught on. They were shutting Diggs down, and he wasn't making those amazing catches and stuff. So where does he turn to next? He starts to scramble. He starts to try to make plays. And then you got Ken Dorsey coming in, trying to follow the same game plan as Dayball did. Well, it's the same thing. We're not having those unbelievable catches downfield. When's the last time we've had an unbelievable catch downfield and maybe scored or went? Maybe once this year so far, maybe 2 times.
Khalil Shakur.
Yeah. So I think that happened. We had some injuries, of course, last year. But coming into this year, dude, man, I never expected us to be at 6-6 right now. That's for damn sure. I don't know if Ken Dorsey was the problem or not. It's Josh was definitely making some bad plays. Like I told you, if you happen to watch that Kurt Warner video where he broke down that game against the Broncos, there were so many things that Josh missed. It was ridiculous.
Oh damn!
And I'm going, wow. Like Kurt's like, it was not the OC's fault. Like he was like pissed off about them firing Dorsey, and that's why he put this video out. And he blamed it all on Josh Allen. And after that video, I do the same thing.
Oh man. Okay, so I didn't think Ken Dorsey was necessarily the problem. I feel like it was more something has to change, and like a scapegoat kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, is it the head coach? Who's Sean McDermott? I was like, Sean McDermott thinks that Ken Dorsey is the problem? Nah, it's like, is Josh Allen not really mess with Ken Dorsey and he wants like his old quarterbacks coach in there? I was like, oh man, some drama. But definitely not expecting. Yeah, at the beginning of the season, not expecting the Bills to be 6-6. Forrest,
no.
Preseason, did you have the Bills like fighting for the top AFC seed or something?
Yeah, I definitely figured they'd be at least 2 or 3. Didn't think they'd be where they are right now, like the both of you thought, but. Again, also on Josh Allen, I'm not that big of a fan of Josh Allen. I still don't think he reads defenses like people were expecting him coming into the league. He's super athletic, but there's a lot of super athletic quarterbacks. Obviously he can run the ball. That's a strength of his, but trying to find he doesn't go through his progressions the way he's supposed to. Once he's pinpointed on one of his receivers in the game, that's him all game long. So, it's tough. I mean, I've heard also all the rumblings about how it's easier for people because he's so young. He came in with all the hype, and people were just talking about him being a gunslinger, and he gets away with things a lot more than some other quarterbacks, namely Dak Prescott, who throws the same kind of interceptions, who's probably having a better year. But when you talk about Dak, it's because they think he's on his having the worst season ever sometimes, or he's regressing. They haven't given other quarterbacks a chance like they're giving to Josh Allen.
Oh.
And again, Ken Dorsey probably got fired because Josh Allen is a moneymaker for the team. You can't blame it on Josh Allen, obviously. They have so much money invested in Josh Allen. So Ken Dorsey, obviously the obvious choice to be blamed. You can't fire Sean McDermott right now. So, yeah, Ken Dorsey I think he got the bad end of that stick. But Josh Allen he's going to have to make better reads during the game. He's got too many weapons not to be, killing. They gave him a nice, brand new, shiny new tight end in Dalton Kincaid, who's a gamer. He's a baller.
Yeah. I feel like he's caught on, especially this part of the season, they're looking to him a lot more. Sometimes I feel like even more than Diggs. Like Josh's new favorite toy is the big ass dude in the middle that can just catch it.
It's easier because Diggs is their number one guy. Of course, he's going to get the attention. So, Dalton Kincaid being a rookie, he's going to get looked off more often than not. But it's easier also for tight ends to come in, the transition from college to the NFL for a tight end to come in and make a bigger impact because he's not a blocking tight end. per se. He's a receiving tight end. So
Wide receiver tight end.
yeah, he's gonna come in there. And the league, if you're a smart tight end, the league is pretty much set up for you to come in and be, amazing already. You know?
Is that a bong?
I gotta fucking celebrate. I mean, I gotta drown my sorrows.
Smoke them all away. Gerald Everett able to muscle his way into the end zone, and it's a 3-point game here in the fourth quarter.
I saw your quarterback go into the tent a little while ago. So
Hey, he
worrisome.
just had like a 50-yard rush.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
right after he came out of the tent.
Was that pineapple spritz? Is that an additive for the weed?
Dude, Angela found this shit, right? It's called blunt power. And you spray it after you hit the bong, and it takes all the smell away, and it smells like pineapple.
Oh, nice. Okay, I need to get.
It's just a little fucking spray. You should just do one spray, and it cleans
clears
it all
out.
It clears it all out.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to.
We need to get sponsored by.
Send me that. Send me a picture of that. We need to send them an email.
Right.
Sponsored by Blunt Spray. Hell yeah. Dalton Kincaid. Somebody in Shane's league, or Brett in one of my other fantasy football leagues, offered me Dalton Kincaid and a 9th-round pick for a 6th-round pick, and I immediately regret not taking that as soon as I saw it, because the level of targets and opportunities that they're getting, he's getting like 9-10 targets a game.
Yeah,
that's like the other targets the other tight ends on the waiver wire are getting like 3 chances a game to catch a pass, 4 targets.
Well, you think about these young tight ends that are coming into the game now. They came on late just because they're rookies, but you have Sam Laporta, who's really good down there in Detroit.
Oh, yeah.
Michael Mayer, again, who's coming on late, but is becoming quickly one of AOC's favorite targets.
Rookie to rookie. Nice.
Yeah, rookie to rookie. And then you have Dalton Kincaid. All guys, too, were high on a lot of draft boards coming into this year's draft. So, you just have to give them some time. Again, tight ends this season it's not like last season where you had or a couple seasons ago, Kittles, Waller, of course, Kelsey, Edwards. You had a whole bunch of guys at the top of receiving list that were tight ends. So, but it's kind of slowed down. But now you see towards the end of the season, the younger guys are picking it back up. So, if you're worried about tight ends being better this year, it's getting better. So,
nice. Yeah. The tight end landscape, especially in fantasy football, is always pretty barren. Yeah. Like if you don't get one of the top couple guys, then you might have to stream tight ends, just keep trying to upgrade, because a lot of teams aren't. The tight end's not their feature guy. He's just another blocker, or a guy that could get open in the middle sometimes. But
even
have Kelsey, Kincaid, Andrews.
Pittsburgh's rookie today.
Yep.
Washington. I got Hopkins. I like
Freiermuth.
Freiermuth. Washington had a really good game today in Pittsburgh. For him, he had a couple of catches, and he's a monster. He looks like
Darnell Washington.
Yeah, he looks like he's out of a cartoon out there.
Sean Oakman.
Yes, that's exactly what he looks like. So,
okay, Bill. Last Bill's question before we hit every other game on this Sunday.
Okay.
Is the future of the Bills offense Dalton Kincaid? Can we expect Travis Kelce like stuff? Should we be drafting him, targeting him pretty early in fantasy next year? Do you think that's the path forward, or do you think his ceiling is probably a little less?
That's a good question. But I would like him to be like Kelce, but I listened to that Kelce podcast, the 92 or that. Yeah, but I listen to that podcast every freaking time there's a new one out, and he talks about making up his own shit. And I don't think that coaches give tight end enough to do that. He'll go out and supposed to run a 5-yard out, but because the guy's there, he'll turn it in, and Pat knows.
Right.
And that combination and that thinking that they have together is so freaking hard. So I don't know. It's so hard to compare to Kelsey. I picked up Hawkinson and Little this year. Kittle.
Okay.
Yeah. And Kittle's been benched the whole year because I didn't realize, didn't study enough. He's more of a blocking tight end for the Niners than he is a receiving tight end. But when he does get something, it's for a big game. He usually hit on those pop passes for 20 yards or so. Where Hawkinson, I mean, freaking watch Hawkinson play this year, but he's been balling for me in the fantasy.
Yeah. That guy won. I know he won Sammy like 2 different games just because of he went off for like 25 or 30 points or something. Hawkinson been balling. I feel like he would have done better if Kirk Cousins was still there, but definitely even Josh Dobbs is looking for him. Sunday Night Football. There's 7 minutes left. 13-10. Ravens are driving. Good.
I don't know. It's hard to answer your question about Dalton being the future. If I had the opportunity to draft him next year, I would draft him. I am a little biased, but I wonder what kind of points he's getting so far this year. I haven't even looked.
Well, I mean, it started really bad because I drafted him in a couple of fantasy leagues, but I needed a different tight end that they were using. Like he was splitting time with Dawson Knox. I guess that too, Knox being out, has like really elevated him and his usage at least. So maybe it was some stuff that happened, but at the beginning of the year, he wasn't really doing anything. So it was. I ended up dropping him, I think, in both of the leagues that I drafted him in, and regret it because by that time, I think it was like week 5 or 6, and then he like the week after he just started getting fed or caught his first touchdown. I was like, oh, it was because you were on my team. I get it. I'm glad releasing you helped out. Yeah, nice.
I almost wore an Eagle jersey today, just so
Why?
my Bills' bad luck could rub off on it.
What was that movie where the guys show up to their football game in like different jerseys and their friends are like, what the hell? No, we have to do this. It might have been a Disney movie.
I don't remember.
They showed up to their like season ticket seats, and everybody in their section, they like took off their trench coats and they were wearing their rivals' jerseys, and everyone was like, what the hell? I think it was a bet or something.
How you been, Forrest?
I'm good, man. How you been, Coach?
I've been hanging in there, man. Football's over now, so I'm kind of get back into my smoking weed all day and trying to do housework.
That's not a bad routine, man.
I like it. Yeah. I like it a lot.
Yeah. But other than that, man, things are going okay. I don't know if I think I told Lance, but we're trying to sell the house.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's just become too expensive, man.
I feel it.
Yeah. So we got to take we both don't want to, but we're in a position where we have to. We don't have another choice. My wife's being a flight attendant. She spends a lot of money working and stuff. So yeah, we're gonna take the equity, pay everything off, start over fresh, debt free, and buy some land out somewhere about an hour from here. Put a manufactured home on it.
See,
I was like, are you guys gonna go like live that cruise life, that warm life, that like Nevada life, Arizona life?
I can't get her to leave here, man. She's got family here. Yeah, I tried to go to Colorado. I found some property in Colorado that was half the price of here, and I got all excited about it. She was like, "Fuck Colorado! I ain't going to Colorado."
Yeah, that's probably the move these days. I was just telling my sister, if I'm in the market to buy a house, I'm in the market to buy a property first. If there's a house on the property and they're selling that too, that's fine. But I'm more interested in buying property and then putting my house on it. You don't have to pay property tax or anything like that. So
land, how do you buy land, right? Because like you can buy a house but not own the land under it.
Yeah.
So how do you buy land? Is land cheaper than a house? Is it a lot more expensive?
In the long run, it's a lot cheaper because you don't have to pay the property tax anymore, and you own the land. And just like how people sell their house, and own the land, you're still paying them for the land, even though you bought the house. You know what I mean? So, and a
Yeah.
lot
Oh,
of the
you
times,
you're talking about for manufactured homes.
yeah,
Yeah,
If you're
yeah,
trying
yeah.
to put
Okay.
homes on it,
Right. Because like I looked at like what he's talking about. I looked at site built homes, barn dominiums, cabins, modulars, and then the manufactured homes. And the manufactured homes and the modulars are the two cheapest. And like here, I own this 2.5 acres with this house on it. The land's worth about 300 grand. The house is worth about 6. So together it's about 900,000. So if I go out there, I can find property. I've been looking now for about 4 months, and 2.5 acres and above, you're anywhere from 79 to 125 without well and septic. If you find property with well and septic, they'll be around 200 grand. So it depends. I'm kind of budgeting on spending about 200 grand.
to it. I think we
The highest.
sorry, I think you
Yeah.
cut out there after you said 200 grand.
Oh, it's just 200 grand for the property, and then as far as like, if I have trees that be removed or any kind of excavating work or stuff like that, Zachary can do all that. So I would save some money by using him and some of my kids that I've coached that used to play football. They moved on to construction jobs too, electricians and cement work and stuff like that. So I'm gonna use some of them to help me out, kind of save some money, and then we're just gonna buy a manufactured home and have it put out there and start over.
Yo, yeah, that seems
I don't mean
like
to ramble on too much about stuff like that.
no,
Oh
you're
no, we were
good.
looking at like
Yeah.
places in like out of town, outside of Portland, that have like, I guess it's like a 2-bedroom manufactured home, and it's like super cheap. And I was like, oh, why don't we just
Oh
do
yeah.
that and pay it off in 2 years instead of like paying rent for something
right.
we're not gonna own?
Oh yeah, and that's the thing about buying property, buying a manufactured home. It ends up actually being yours.
Yeah.
So and you can do a lot of things with property.
Yeah.
You have a manufactured home. You can also extend the house or build another house on the land that you own. There's just a ton of things you can do when you have your own piece of land. So
Yeah.
yeah, hey, well, good luck to you. That's dope. That's good. I mean,
Yeah.
especially with the market these days, if you can get, I'm pretty sure whatever you guys are going to get for the house and the land is a lot more than what you guys actually paid for it in the beginning. So yeah, whatever you guys are getting on the back end, good for you guys.
Yeah. Thank you.
Did-
It's it's tough. It's really kind of broke Angela's heart, because
Yeah.
he loves the house and we're comfortable here, and I did a lot of building stuff in the back.
Yeah.
It is what it is, man. I told her we're just going to do it better next time, and we're going to be debt free, just a fresh start, So
Yeah.
Nice. Shout out to you
That's
guys.
dope. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another let's go football. Some football games that happened today between like division rivals. Oh my god, Justin Tucker missed a kick. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Division rival games, not only division rival games, but division rival games for first place in the division. So the Saints at Falcons. Oh my gosh, the Falcons are in first place. Let me tell you this. The Falcons are what, 5-6?
Oh my god.
And about to make the playoffs? What? Every other division leader has at least 8 wins. It's like some of them have 10 wins already. But the Falcons now on top of the Saints at 5-6, and they yeah. So a lot of people have been giving the Falcons coach Arthur Smith shit, namely me. I traded away Bijan Robinson because I just couldn't take it anymore. Just like I see him Bijan Robinson on punt returns and like not as a running back. I was like, what the hell is this guy doing? He's crazy. But people have been saying, Arthur Smith needs to use his best players, and I mean, Bijan Robinson today went off. I think a couple weeks ago went off, but maybe he was saving them for this playoff push.
No, it's because you traded him.
Yeah. Or I traded him in a keeper league too. Like he's about to stay off the market for 2 years.
Oh wow, they're gonna fire Arthur Smith and get a running coach in there. You're gonna be so sad.
Arthur Smith was that running coach. He's the offensive coordinator when Derrick Henry was going off. I was like, feed your running
The
back.
only
And you
thing
don't want to
he's-
do that.
The only thing he's running from right now is wins. So
I mean, they got the win today, right? Just enough. Man, so the Chargers have the ball. Oh my gosh, people are getting knocked around. Literally, bowling ball pin. Jalen Guyton just got hit 3 times in the air. And it's 3rd and 6 with 2 minutes to play. Or is it?
Oh my God,
Do I
there
need
was
to
way too many.
fast forward?
Way too many third and longs today for Buffalo. My God.
Yeah. You need to stay out of 3rd down completely. Get it on 1st and 2nd. Go on freaking. Is that a high-low? Damn, an elbow to the back? Roquan Smith, what a jerk. Sorry.
Yeah.
it's football.
Fucking
Man.
Jacksonville 8-3.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah,
Pittsburgh,
Jacksonville is popping too.
Jacksonville's another team though. They're super they're feisty, man. You know, I say that because we don't usually describe something tough as feisty, but with Trevor Lawrence's long hair, yeah, he's feisty. He's like a lady like a lady at a shoe store during a sale. But hey, he gets it done. I know a lot of people a couple weeks during the loss, they were talking about, they put up his stats, how he's done his whole career, how it compares to some of the more mediocre quarterbacks. But I mean, those guys are mediocre because they don't win. You may have the same stats, but if your win-loss record isn't the same as Trevor Lawrence, then I'm sorry.
The AFC South battle between the Jags and the Texans, the Jaguars win, what was it, 24-21? Trevor Lawrence, 364 yards. And then I think the Texans missed a late field goal. And the Jags hold on. But this is the future, right, of the AFC South. This is going to be the matchup that we're getting, right? Trevor Lawrence versus CJ Stroud, maybe Will Levis, who looked pretty good for the Titans. And then who else is in the AFC South? The Colts, Gardner Mitchell, Anthony Richardson.
Wow,
that's a pretty exciting quarterback division. The AFC South, feel like that's going to be good. But yeah, the Jaguars are for real. 8-3, leading the what are they? The 2nd seed? The first? Are they the first seed right now in the AFC?
Yeah, they lead they're the leaders in the AFC.
Wow. The Jacksonville Jaguars.
And you know how they do it. They do it on defense, like they did today.
Okay.
Those last couple of series you had, and if they can keep him, Josh Allen was ripping them to shreds. That last part of the game, Trayvon Walker looked like the number 1 pick that he is today. So yeah, they've got a solid defense. They even had the guy who they were going to trade, who was their first pick a couple years ago, Javion Clayson. He had a pretty good game today too, down the stretch. So,
nice.
Yeah.
Sorry,
hey Lance.
Yeah.
Lance,
yes.
Who do the Colts play next?
Who do the Indianapolis Colts play next?
The winners.
The who?
The winners.
Here, let me check.
That's another thing. I think the league is blackballing Jonathan Taylor. They haven't talked about him enough. He's had pretty good games, and no one really talks about him anymore.
Yeah.
They're playing the Tennessee Titans in Tennessee.
Ooh.
That's a good game. Just because both teams really have nothing to lose at this point.
Yeah, they were talking about if Buffalo would have won today, they would have bumped the Colts out because the Colts lost or something. I could be wrong on that.
The Colts. Damn, did the Colts lose today? Oh. Sorry, I'm all over the place. The Chargers are. Did Justin Herbert just turn the ball over for the 5th time?
Yep.
What? I'm looking at the replay.
No, he threw it away.
Oh, okay. We're on 4th down. Oh, Justin Herbert gets pressure from the left. 2 guys. Left tackle takes the inside guy. Justin Herbert tosses it up. Ball falls to the ground. That must have been fourth down then, because they're hella celebrating.
Yeah, it was cool.
Chargers have 3 timeouts left. If the defense stands, they'll get one more chance. It's only 13-10. It's a one-score game. I don't know, but
Let's go.
I will be right back. I need it.
Have you guys found any buyers yet for the house?
No, we still got a lot of work to do for it before we even list. I got to put a new roof on it, do some painting, some bathroom repair, and then we'll go ahead and list it. Yeah. But I've been looking for land like crazy. I want to live up east of Kalama. It's an area called Rose Valley. It's beautiful out there. It's kind of up and coming, a lot of property for sale. So what sucks is a lot of places won't put the manufactured home on it.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So there's like every time I find a good piece of property, I gotta contact a realtor and make sure it's okay that you can put a manufactured home on it.
I wonder why.
It's because of if there's site-built homes around, like as a community, they don't want a manufactured home in there to drop the value of their homes.
I feel it.
Yeah. So I found this one piece, man. I wish I could have jumped on it, but it sold.
Yeah, that sucks.
There'll be something coming up for us, If it's meant to be, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
They're just running option left, option right. Run the clock out.
That's all they're going to do.
Yep. Third down.
Sorry, and we're back. Yeah, definitely just need to make sure they don't have a first down here. It's going to be 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3. Using up all the timeouts. Come on! The Chargers, if they lose this game, are pretty much definitely out of playoff contention. So they need to go on a run, which is pretty much win. Patriots, Broncos, Raiders, Bills, Broncos, Chiefs is the remaining schedule for the Chargers. So it's going to be tough. There's some winnable games there. The Patriots are trying to tank, I'm sure. 2 Broncos games. That's a bunch of division games. Damn. And then the Bills, who Josh Allen's over here putting up 30 points.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. I'm not hearing anything you just said. Okay. 3rd and 3. I'll talk it down. 3rd and 3. It's a zone on the defense. We're going to hand this off on the jet sweep. Zay Flowers gets it. He is going. He is still going. Zay Flowers is going to score a touchdown. Okay, so you're saying the window is still open. All we got to do is get the ball back. There is 96 seconds left. That's so much time for a quarterback that can throw the ball really far. And then score, recover an onside kick, score again.
Damn, that wasn't even.
Could have been over. The game could have been over. But now
that was a rush.
It was a jet-like handoff.
Oh, okay.
Lamar was in the shotgun and he pushed it forward too. It counts as a pass though. Lamar Jackson gets credit for that.
Hey man, I'm sorry your Chargers are losing, but I'm thankful because that just pushed me over the edge in one of my leagues to win. So
see,
silver lining.
How it's supposed to happen.
Silver lining. Yeah,
I get it. That's fine. Justin Tucker over here making an extra point. Why not? Okay, so Chargers just got to score 10 points in 96 seconds, which includes recovering an onside kick. And then we're in overtime, or score 2 touchdowns and we win with no timeouts left.
That would happen only if you were playing the Bills.
if we just match up our bad lucks against each other, that's the only way we get these crazy, miraculous things. There was a Kurt Warner commercial where he's 48% of the games changed leads in the 4th quarter. And a bunch of it's a crazy game with crazy bounces. So only gamble what you can afford to lose because you never know. And I was like, oh, there's so many gamble responsibly commercials. Not looking great for the Chargers. So let's talk about other football games. We talked about the Falcons taking over the NFC South, at least for now. The Jaguars looking pretty legit, 8-3. They're on top of the AFC South. Patriots at Giants. This is really sad. Do you guys have any thoughts on Mac Jones, Bailey Zappi, Tommy DeVito? No, not really, right?
Those are faces of franchises, bro. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I mean,
Daddy DeVito,
yeah, I mean that's tough though. I mean, it's tough
always
because
sunny.
like they didn't choose to be the scapegoats of tanking. Well, of course the Patriots won the tankings today, which sucks because for Mac Jones because they took him out to make sure that they lost. So I mean, kind of
I thought they let him start to make sure that they'd lose.
that's what I
Like
mean.
that's why
Well, yeah.
they let
Well,
him be
he's
in there.
starting the rest of the year, so obviously they're counting on him losing the rest of the year.
Wait, there Mac Jones is gonna be that guy still?
That's what they're saying. They said they're
Oh
gonna
my
start
god. They were
start
like
him
Bailey
instead of
Zappi's just as bad, whatever.
yeah. They was like, you know what,
Grumble grumble.
we'll just lose with the guy we've been losing with. I think the
um
bigger question with the Patriots tanking is whether or not they're gonna keep Belichick there, or whether or not he wants to stay there. Who's to say
I
that he doesn't
heard
have control?
I heard that if
Oh,
he wants to leave, he could, and then he could coach a different team that's more win now. Maybe like a West Coast team where it's warm. Maybe a quarterback that's like has physical attributes that may be successful.
But
Uh,
is it
Bill
Raiders?
really?
Belichick coaching the Chargers? I'll take it.
I don't know what that system, man. That's I'm all about old school, but in the league that's moving forward and past a lot of things that used to work, I don't know if the Patriots way is a good way anymore.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
The Giants win this game 10-7 because the Patriots missed a kick as time expired. The Panthers and the Titans. Panthers now 1-10, Titans 4-7, 10-17. Titans win 10-17. Uh, Bryce Young, losing quarterback, had 194 yards. That was the game high. Derrick Henry, 2 touchdowns. Thanks a lot. I feel like I was playing against him in 4 leagues today. And yeah, of course he would go 2 touchdowns. Um, yeah, Jaguars, Browns, and Broncos. That one was tough to
why?
watch.
I mean, the Broncos won. That's how bad are the Browns without an actual starting quarterback? Like nothing against the rookie, but
Yeah.
again, he's a rookie. Wow, that's crazy. I thought they were at least good enough on defense to beat Denver.
here goes your game, Lance. Oh,
Yeah, fourth and 19 is what I'm seeing. Justin Herbert just got sacked on third down. He's about to call out the play. Man, I'm gonna get real sad. Oh man, my stomach.
are you watching it live?
Yeah. Oh, ball underthrown. Keenan Allen is the target. But that's gonna do it. Who is
Yeah.
this guy waving off? Oh man, waving off the crowd at SoFi. The Chargers are going to fall to 4-7 here, 20-10, with 53 seconds left. Ravens are going to bump up to 9-3. You've been hearing about that game all episode. Don't worry about it. Let's see, Justin Herbert, 217 yards, touchdown and a pick. Keaton Mitchell, 9 carries, 64 yards. Keenan Allen, 14 catches, 106 yards. Those are your passing, rushing, and receiving leaders. Lamar Jackson going to take a couple kneel downs, and that will be that. Let's see. Yeah. Eagles, Bills, Raiders, Chiefs, Browns, Broncos, Jaguars, Texans, Patriots, Giants, Panthers, Titans, Steelers, Bengals, Saints, Falcons, Ravens, Chargers. So we got the Buccaneers and the Colts, which ended 20-27 for Gardner Minshew, who got like a last second. I think he scored the last second touchdown, rushing in. Michael Pittman, 10 catches, 117 yards. Rashad White, is it Rashard? 15 carries, 100 yards for the Buccaneers. I feel like Baker Mayfield, I don't know if it was like just him having to force plays once they kind of fell behind. But he had a bunch of interceptions, fumbles today, which he had escaped him mostly leading up to this game so far this year. He's been pretty efficient protecting the ball. But they got to him today, and the Colts moved to 6-5, and they're kind of keeping pace with the Jaguars, the Texans. That AFC South is going to be a pretty good like division race towards the end. The Buccaneers, they fall to 4-7, but they're just a game behind in the NFC South, so they still need to keep playing. Baker Mayfield, Gardner Minshew, Jonathan Taylor. You said Jonathan Taylor's not getting his shine, or
Yeah, I don't think he's getting enough shine, man. Like he's
yeah,
had
I'll
pretty
pull
good
up his
games.
stats.
Yeah, like he's doing his thing. I also know that because I have him on one of my fantasy teams.
He's doing great.
You know what I mean? I hear my notifications, and every time I look up when he's playing, he's at least got a touchdown in the game and 70 yards.
Damn, okay. 91 yards, 2 touchdowns, 69 yards, a touchdown, 47 yards, some catches, 95 yards, 75 yards, and a touchdown. Okay. Yeah, Jonathan Taylor's back. Do you feel that? How long did you have to keep him on the bench for? Like the first 4 games?
First 4 games.
And then maybe like the next 2 or 3 where he was like 50-50 with Zach Moss?
No,
Because that first game, week 5, Zach Moss had like 25 points or something.
No, he did. I played him anyway because I think Jonathan Taylor is one of those guys, like you put him in the game and you never know, he could bust he's one of those guys that are able to bust out like a 65-yard run, pull it out of his ass somehow, even if he's cold. So yeah, I'll play him right away. Like even if he's like just like Justin Jefferson, I got him on IR in one of my leagues, and if he comes back this week, I'm playing him. I don't care if people are like, "Oh, don't play him." I'm playing him
tomorrow, and that's in the Monday night game, the Bears and Vikings, and then the next week, week 13, the Vikings are on bye.
Yeah,
and then week 14 is like the last week before the fantasy playoffs. So you hope he's there. And then 15, 16, 17.
It'd be nice to have him there during the playoffs at least, But I'm with him though. Like when players say they don't care about your fantasy football, I feel that because, it's not like they're gonna win the league. But
hey, Lance.
Go ahead.
What do you think about the Bills picking up Leonard Fournette?
Did that happen?
Yeah.
Well,
is he still not playing?
No, I picked him up in the league and just kind of stashed him just to see maybe how he would do, but I don't know what the deal is. He's there. He's on their practice squad.
He's coming off of free agency, so I think maybe he's not fit to play yet, and
he's got to play himself in the.
And I think, and I also think they were hoping that they'd be in playoff contention already, so they could kind of stash him a little and wait closer to playoff time and have him around that time, which is where he really shines. But I think they're gonna have to play him soon.
I think James Cook has kind of gotten that running back 1 spot kind of locked in, because before it was, who was he splitting time with?
Singletary, wasn't it?
Was it Singletary before he got traded to Houston?
Yeah. It's
Zach was it? Oh, they traded Zach Moss last year.
Yeah, he got traded.
It's like a McLeary name or something.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and now he's wait, it was like a Patriots running back or something. See, now we're trying to figure out who the hell was this other running back that was stopping James Cook from being his best self. But now James Cook, I know they were seeing him maybe as a running back or a receiving back, third down back, but I feel like they've warmed up to him being the main bell cow running back at least. So maybe that too, maybe they were worried they weren't going to have a legit running back before James Cook kind of shaped out. So they picked up Leonard Fournette. And now there's probably less of a need to rush Fournette in.
And then Nyheim Hines got hurt.
Oh man.
Yeah, we have him. He was gonna. I thought he was gonna fit into the running back package too, but
he's also coming off of it. He just got hurt, but he was coming off an injury from last year too. So
Damian Harris.
I was just about to say
Damian Harris.
Damian Harris, yeah.
Damian Harris IR. They picked up Latavius Murray, who's been featured a lot. Ty Johnson in the last 2 weeks has been getting a lot of carries. But I don't think they need to rush him.
I think Murray was the one I was thinking about.
Latavius Murray?
Yeah.
Oh, I think Latavius Murray's still, if he's still being used, but
I had such
Actually,
high
I think
hopes for
his
him
Murray's usage is falling
when
off too.
he was with the Raiders. I had the highest hopes for him. I remember him a game against KC where he bounced to the outside for like a 96-yard run, and he had a really good season that year. And then all of a sudden, the Raiders let him go, and then he's been on everybody's bench ever since then. So I don't know.
Uh, let's see. What other games? I think there's two other games before we can do our prediction for Bears Vikings tomorrow. But guys, there's only like 4 or 5 more weeks of football. It's already done.
Let's see. Bye week. We got the bye, Dallas, Chargers, Patriots, Dolphins. So 5 games. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
5 weeks.
I got football year round. My nephew plays competitive 11 and under football, so
Nice.
yeah, he's leaving Florida this week for a tournament. Their
Wow.
team is currently number 1 on the West Coast in AYF football in the league they're in. So
Damn.
yeah, he's a 5'10". See, I've been giving him a lot of grace and calling him a 5'10", 210-pound Psalm 1 kid playing football at 11 and under. My sister told me last night he is 5'10", 250 pounds at 11.
What?
Yeah.
Damn.
He's 11. He's
A
11.
unit.
11.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you. He plays running back. He plays offensive guard. He plays D tackle. They bounce him to the outside of defensive end. Still a kid, he's growing, so coordination is there, but you can tell that once he gets into his real body, he's going to eat somebody alive. One thing I need to teach him is like killer instinct is football. Sometimes he's afraid to fall or tackle some of the kids because they're so small, and
Oh.
he's very conscious about like hurting one of these kids. I was like, they all signed up for the same thing, man. You know what I mean?
They probably didn't sign up to
Y'all
go
signed up
against
for the
a
same
250-pound 11-year-old.
So yeah.
Hey, but that's the
Epinephrine
game.
Simone?
That's football. You might have to go down. You might have to
That's
go
what I'm
against
saying,
somebody
man.
a little bigger than you.
Yeah.
Lance is Epinesa Simone.
Yep.
Yeah, that's my cousin.
That's Lance's cousin.
Oh no shit!
Yeah.
I met him in Detroit last year.
Nice.
Do you follow him on Instagram? You should.
I should, yeah.
I think his Instagram handle is like Super Samoan 94 or whatever his
That's what
college
it was,
number was.
yeah.
Yeah, I got that picture with him
Oh, shoot.
in Detroit last year. He was super cool, man.
You should
Super
meet his
cool
dad.
dude.
His dad is hella funny.
His dad was there. I saw his dad as
Oh,
well.
his
I
dad's
wish I
super
would have
funny.
known, Lance. I would have said something.
Oh yeah, I didn't. Yeah.
Now when I
Next
see him next
time.
time.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm getting season tickets for the Bills in 2026.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
You like
The
on a
new
list?
stadium. The new stadium. Yeah, I'm on the list. And the guy said, there is going to be more seats, and he's kind of wishful for me, but I'm hoping.
So the longer you're a season ticket holder, the better seats you get offered each year.
I think so. And I was season ticket holder in 2004 when I was living in Vegas. And
For the Bills?
I only missed 2 games that year. I ended up selling those tickets. Yeah, and Angela, she only went twice, so I ended up just taking friends that had, a couple of guys had never been to a game, a couple had never been to New York. We went to Niagara Falls. So I was gonna say
Niagara Falls. Let's go.
I was gonna say, man, if you guys, when I do have that, we're gonna go sometimes. We're gonna go see some games.
Oh,
nice. Hell yeah!
I wish. Hey, I tell you what, if the Bills play the Chargers next year, we're going.
All right.
Oh,
I would have went this year if I had the money because they're going to be right down here in LA. But it's just too expensive.
Yeah. I need to fly to. I need to see the Chargers again in person, just to feel that let down is one more time. The first time I went to my first Chargers game was like against the Dolphins in Carson at the soccer stadium, and the Chargers had like a game-winning field goal attempt for the win, and that shit went up, and they missed it, but it was like a close miss. So the on-field team fired the cannon and like this whole stadium was like, yeah, and I was like, I feel like I saw the ball on this side of the pole, and then everyone's like, yeah, we missed, and the refs like calling it no good, and everyone on the field is celebrating. It's so confusing, and I was like, oh, this is like the full Charger experience. I very much appreciate this having to be in person. This is
Little
cool.
did you know.
Yeah, I was like, I actually sat in the wrong seat. I was a full section over from the seat that I bought, but it was like some, I don't know, some other Charger fan. He was like, yeah, sit right here. Come on. Yeah, let's go. We're just like cheering on Antonio
Hey,
Gates.
what about the Jets, dude?
Bro, the Jets, are they, I feel like they're going to play themselves out of playoff possibility, and doing so, the Aaron Rodgers is not going to come back until next year. Like, why would you hurt yourself unless it's just like,
Yeah.
I mean, why, if you're not going to make the playoffs, would you, if you were Aaron Rodgers, would you play like meaningless football games?
Yeah, of course,
Nah.
because I'm such an egotistical asshole that I'm gonna go out there and play 2 plays and then never play until next year.
See, I don't know. I don't expect to see him.
I fully expect him to come out in uniform though. I think he's
What?
gonna come out. I think he's gonna come out suited up and just be on the sideline.
Dressed,
Yeah.
like as an emergency quarterback. If something happens, then something happens. But I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. Yeah, I don't expect to see Aaron Rodgers. I actually did not expect to see him next year. As soon as that injury happened, I thought he was done, gonna retire.
It'd be a really good PR stunt for New York, as an organization to have him come out there and people, give him hope. Honestly, their defense is really good, so I think they have something to look forward to. They don't have to spend too much on defense. What they're gonna have to spend money on is an O-line, because Aaron Rodgers, whether he got hurt or not, he would have had to run for his life the whole season, and that's not his game.
He would have just had to like be slinging it out like less than 2 seconds and stuff,
Yeah.
because the way that offensive line has been playing for these other quarterbacks, they've been getting knocked around. I think Tim Boyle got sacked 6 times on Friday, so not fun to play quarterback on your back.
Not at all.
Yeah, I think that's all those are all the games. Oh, sorry. Rams, Cardinals. Let's see. Rams win.
The return of Kyron Williams.
2 receiving touchdowns. Tyler Higbee, 2 receiving touchdowns. Matt Stafford has 4 touchdowns on the day. I don't know. What are the Rams even doing right now, division wise? Are they 5-6? 5-6, so still, I mean, better than Chargers. Shit. So still in contention, right? If they win out, they're pretty good. Probably have like a 20% chance to make the playoffs if everything goes right with a couple wins.
Just the way the playoffs is set up these days, like a lot of those bottom tier teams, well, especially with there being a lot of bottom tier teams right now with the same record, a lot of guys who usually wouldn't have a chance to make playoffs, like you said, have like the slightest chance to, like the 20% chance, 15% chance of making it. So the Rams are one of those teams. So, and they're one of the better ones at 5 and 6.
Yeah.
So they got the guys back. I mean, Cooper is fully healthy.
Bro, I would kill to be 5-6 right now. That's so much better than 4-7. I feel like 4-7 is, why even try? Like, I feel like, is Brandon Staley getting fired tonight? How many more games is Brandon Staley going to be the head coach of the Chargers? Do you think he's going to make it to the end of the season?
I do. I think at this point they're just like, you know what? What do we have to lose? Let's write it out and then redo it in the offseason.
Yeah.
Best record in the league right now, the Eagles 10-1. Worst record in the league right now, Carolina Panthers 1-10, and the Arizona Cardinals 2-10. Then the Patriots just ducked under the Giants. They're now 2-9. Chicago Bears
2-9.
That's crazy. I think this is the first back-to-back losing seasons for the Patriots since '94, since Robert Kraft bought the team.
Crazy. What's crazy is that the worst record in the league is in contention for the first pick in the draft. That sucks for the Carolina Panthers.
Oh, they traded their pick away.
Yeah, so Chicago is the front runner for the first pick in the draft.
Oh my gosh. I remember one time we were playing Madden and a bunch of guys were like trading for computer teams' first round picks. And then one of the guys went in full F it, I'm tanking. I'm going to get a high pick next year. And then during the draft, we found out that he did not own his own first round pick. So the whole time he was losing, it was like for no reason. I was like,
Yes,
oh man, that was funny. I was like, felt so bad for him too. But I think he had like 3 or 4 other first round picks. But yeah, if you are taking, make sure you own your tank pick.
Yeah, it's imperative.
Speaking of the Bears, do you think they try to lose versus the Vikings to keep some high draft picks tomorrow on Monday Night Football?
Maybe as an organization, but I think as Justin Fields, who's fighting all the talking that's going on behind him,
Mm-hmm.
I think he's definitely trying to win and have a good rest of his season.
Yeah.
Just to prove that if they do end up picking first, that they don't have to pick up Caleb Williams or Drake May. They can stay with him and either give him a weapon or put somebody on defense there. So, I mean, him having one of his fellow teammates from a few years ago, Marvin Harrison Jr., that'd be nice for him. You know?
Yeah.
Marvin Harrison Jr. Yeah,
I saw him play against Michigan. Hey, yo, Michigan, they deserve to win, but Marvin Harrison, that boy could play. You know, Maserati Marv, as they call him now. That boy can play ball. Yeesh. I like him, but yeah, I think Chicago wins this game. You know, for pride at least. Because I mean, honestly, they get the first pick anyway, or the second pick, or the third, because Carolina is not going to win the rest of these games.
That's crazy.
It's the same. Look, Carolina's going to lose. We've pretty much got the first, second.
Right. You know, we got one of those, 1 or 2. So
we'll see. Do you have any takes on Bears Vikings Monday Night Football ABC 5:15, Rick?
Not really.
Yeah.
With those two teams, with Kirk Cousins out, I think I'm with Forrest. I think Bears win it, but that's all I got, man. I haven't been held up on them at all.
Yeah, Bears. We'll see if Justin Fields. I think he had like 5 completions on 17 attempts, but he had 104 rushing yards. So a great day for me.
Right,
in fantasy. I needed a quarterback so bad, bro.
It's going to be exciting to see him and Josh Dobbs play opposite of each other and go head to head, because both guys are pretty exciting when they have the ball in their hands. So
yeah, Josh Dobbs be making moves.
Yeah,
the Pastronaut.
Yeah,
shout out to NASA.
I just need him to throw to Jordan Addison 15 times, and I need them to all be touchdowns.
Jordan Addison. Damn. Zay Flowers just went off versus the Chargers. Gave him a upfront look on shouldn't have passed me in the draft. Chargers took Quentin Johnston, who was injured and definitely not doing as good as Addison has been doing, or Zay Flowers has been doing, or even Jackson Smith and Jigba had a sick layout catch up the right sideline. That's almost the same ball and position that Quentin Johnston dropped when the Chargers were playing their last game. So
don't linger on it, bro. It'll hunt you.
I'm just saying. I saw what I saw, and I am assessing it as such. I'm sure that they're feeling bad right now, but definitely need to figure out how to get the ball in his hands and use his skills to the best of.
Hey, don't worry, mate. Next season, it's Quentin Johnston time. I'm telling you.
Hey, I'm down. He needs to get a little stronger and get some better hands because he's been dropping them. But yeah, definitely the speed, agility, that like wiggle when he's got the ball in his hands and in the open field could be dangerous. Yeah, and like you're saying, still a rookie, so I'm not gonna get too hung up on it on camera. Later when I'm smoking. I'm so jealous of all these other receivers that went in the first round. Why did we pick the wrong one? We had the second. We picked the second receiver. There were two other receivers. Anyways, Sunday NFL recap and our Monday Night Football predictions. But before we go, any shout outs? Anybody you want to recognize? Rick, appreciate you being on. Thanks for tapping in. But yeah, Rick, you got any shout outs?
Oh. Go ahead, Forrest.
No, you go ahead, Rick.
Go ahead, Rick.
I'll shout out Sawyer Racanelli.
Hey.
Shout out my boy. They got their for a playoff game coming up this Saturday. Be the first game of the playoffs. So they won division. Sawyer's having a great year. I got his gloves for his nice. College gloves. Now I got his high school and his college gloves signed by him. So shout out Sawyer, man. He's doing his thing. They had a couple reverse passes that he threw. One was for a touchdown. They ran him on reverse. Nice. Yeah, so proud of him, man. So shout out to Sawyer.
And sorry, what college?
Montana Grizzlies.
Hey,
nice.
Montana. Shout out Sawyer.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. Forrest, any shout outs?
Oh, yeah, man. Shout out to both the Top Florida Warriors and the Oregon Lions who played for the championship game this past weekend, yesterday, actually. Top Florida coming out on top.
Sorry, what was that?
the Top Florida Warriors coming out on top with their fourth consecutive championship.
What?
Fourth. Shout out to Leonie, who has made it to the championship 2 consecutive years to play Top Florida. Also dropping both years. And like the grown-ups that were arguing on Facebook between each other, they were pointing out that they have the most championships island-wide forever. And I was trying to tell people that if you weren't born in that era, you can't count those to your bragging rights. They don't understand that. So, but yeah, shout out to the kids who played in that game. Shout out to Coach Duke Adesanya, who's again really close friend of mine, family in fact. Shout out to Coach Oak, who I always thought was the scariest man in the world growing up, but he's actually one of the coolest dudes ever. Shout out to those guys. Shout out to Kingston Williamu also, who played with St. John Bosco last night.
Oh yeah.
But lost to Mater Dei for the CIF championship in the division, but who will be attending Notre Dame University.
Wow.
Yeah, my favorite football team in college. So if you watch him play, you can understand why people are mad that he's not the number 1 linebacker in the country, ranked probably 4th, but the kid was all over the field. He's watching him, and you're just excited to see not what he's going to just do in college, but once he makes it to the pro level. There was a lot of pro players that you saw on that field last night if you were watching Mater Dei versus St. John Bosco. So also shout out to the Uyanga brothers who played each other in the Civil War game between Oregon and Oregon State. Younger brother Mateo Uyanga coming out on top, got a sack on his brother. But DJ
no way.
Yeah, DJ did all he could. Shout out to them, man. Shout out to everybody else, like playing college football playoffs somewhere, high school football playoffs, youth football playoffs. Shout out to you guys, man. You guys are, man, live it up, man. Live it up. I mean, it's not gonna be the time of your life. Don't be one of those guys and be like, no, it's the time of my life. It'll never be better than this. But it is a great time in your life. So enjoy that shit, man. Enjoy that shit.
Nice. Shout out to the Warriors, champions.
We said that already, man. We said that already, man.
Keep it up.
You don't understand how many people wanted to fight me on Facebook yesterday. So I posted, I said, look, some of you guys didn't even get past 2 years of high school. Take it easy, GED MVP. And my inbox immediately started going ding 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 ding. I was like, oh shit.
Were they mad at you?
It was so everybody's like, you went there. Of course, I went to Barris. I was like, look, I didn't say anything about my high school, your high school. I'm just
because you went to a private school,
right? Some of that. Oh, that's what I got a lot. It's like, oh, it's because everybody's GED compared to your school. I was like, I'm sorry.
Hey, you said that, okay?
You said it, not me. And I told them, I was like, look, we also had a lot of school lunch program participants at my school. who only came for lunch. So I'm just saying, if you're grown and you are arguing on here, and none of your kids go to any of the schools, please calm down.
Is that not school pride?
It's like, yeah, school pride is school. I love it, but don't be insulting, people. Oh, man,
Everybody chill out. It's
please.
just the Super Bowl of the island, okay?
Right, but also,
everybody relax.
I
It's
was
just
cheering
the
for
biggest
Tafuna.
day of some of your
Right.
lives.
I coach basketball at Tafuna, so I was low key cheering for Tafuna. So
I have a question.
Yeah.
How many high schools are there in American Samoa?
6.5.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Because when I drove the whole island those 2 days, I met two young men that were carrying football helmets. I forget what school. I sent Lance the picture. It was
Remember
5
what
years
color?
ago, but yeah, it was red helmets.
Probably.
I think it was the Warriors. I think he was like, were you out on the east side?
Okay,
Yeah,
so I don't
he
know.
might have been way out there. Tisa's Barefoot Bar, $2 beach.
Okay, I went past $2 Beach and
Jesus.
I kept going.
Yeah, those were fine.
Fine
Those
to
were
it,
fine to helmets.
Yeah, because they had to get on a bus or whatever those are called and take that down to where they were getting their physicals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Fine too, man. If anybody out there is listening, to maybe you guys can help these kids. They practice at a park on a field that's full of rocks and gravel. Like, there's a little bit of grass.
Jeez.
Yeah.
But they catch a bus maybe like 20 minutes from their school to a park. Like,
wow.
To like a park there, and they practice there. But that's another story program in American Samoa. They've had numerous championships too. A lot of the kids that come out of that school that play football have gone to college. A few played in the NFL. So yeah, 6 schools. It's you can imagine if there's 6 schools and just the kind of
rivalries
that
build up.
Yeah, like how crazy it gets. Like, so like the 2 championship teams, Leone is farther west, Tafuna is kind of like almost central, I would say, but still on the west side. But from wherever the district starts and ends between each other, the whole road is decorated with just like, how here
colors.
How here it'd be a town and your town would be decorated. Well, like almost half of the island is decorated each side.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's pretty crazy. It's
Yeah,
fun.
yeah. What are they? Fine Tua on the what are the east side ones? Fine Tua, Samoana.
Yeah, Fine Tua, Samoana, because they're on the farther east.
Yeah.
I think you would count Nuudi Votech as east.
To get an even number of teams.
That would be east, and then Tafuna, Leone, and Marist, of course, would be yeah.
Did I count that
so
right?
I have a question about the island.
6.
So when I rented a car and I drove all the way to one end, and I went on every road. I went over the mountains, down into the little villages, right? So on the airport side of the island, right? I'm talking about if we were looking at a map, kind of. You look down and you see most of the living is on that side of the island.
Right.
And on the back side of the island, it's very, very little, right? Only a couple villages back there, right?
Yeah.
Like
that's the side that we kill like French explorers. We eat them.
Was on the other side.
Yeah, that's on that side.
Yeah, when you go over the mountain.
But I think, what is that? It must be like a windward, leeward type of thing, where like it's more sheltered on the south side.
Yeah,
I think that's where the Pongo Bay kind of wraps around. But yeah, that's true.
So that is the south side then, where like the airport and all that stuff is.
Yeah,
huh?
that's
the southern. That's the south side of the south part. Yeah.
Okay,
south
so
side.
then yes. So then yes, it was to the east that I drove and met those kids. It was way out east.
Yeah, red helmets, and that would have been fine too.
Yeah.
And then maroon for Tafuna, green for the Lions. We got that blue for Samoana.
Wow.
Black and yellow for Votech.
Yeah.
What's Maris colors?
Amazing yellow.
I had talked to Faleo about going up there and doing a football camp.
Oh, bro,
somewhere.
I don't know
Yeah.
if it's still going. Troy Polamalu had one for a long time.
Troy doesn't do football anymore. Well, he doesn't do mainly football.
Mm.
He's trying to concentrate on helping every sport. So he alternates between last year, I think it was volleyball, and I want to say like he had like people come down and teach like almost like a speech festival. Jesse Sapolu and the Ainga Foundation, they go every summer. They still have. So he goes down with what does he go down? I know he goes. Coach June Jones still goes down with them when he has time. I think he was there this summer with Maata Nubasa, Jesse Sapolu, and then a couple other coaches. Ryan Clark still makes it when he can, which is why everybody was kind of up in arms. And Jesse Sapolu was defending Ryan Clark when he said those comments about Tua, and everybody's like,
Tua
"Oh,
looking like a stripper."
Right, but Ryan Clark has done a lot for that island, stemming from his playing days when he used to go down with Troy Polamalu. Yeah, so I mean, you should. Aingo Foundation is a big foundation. You could probably get in contact with.
Yeah.
They would definitely, if you didn't want to join with them, they would definitely talk to you about how to get down there and run, like not run the camps, but how to get all the contacts that you need to run those camps. Aingo Foundation is pretty good down there.
And then Coach Fui down in Salem,
Yep.
he'll be running camps here in Salem, like the Oregon side, but they be
he's planning to go
sometimes.
down. Yeah, he's planning to go down this summer, I think.
They go to like national tournaments though too. I think
they're
represented
good.
Oregon
all over the place
in Vegas.
Yeah.
I love what he's got.
Island Boy Camp.
Island Boy, yep. They have their own day in Oregon. That's dope.
No,
that's dope.
Island Boy Camp Family and Friends Day. That is that's what we love to see. Yeah. Nice.
You would definitely be welcome with open arms if you decided to go down there and help.
I would just like to maybe go help,
Yeah.
Definitely lacking in resources, but that talent is there. I know when those camps, a lot of them, when they go down there, they're also like scouting. Like if they see somebody, maybe they'll, hey, I'm June Jones. I work at SMU. Let's go check this out. Have you thought about college? But yeah, just getting coaches down there. I remember going to some of those as a kid and like it being super dope to see these like huge professional football players that are also like probably grew up in American Samoa or even like Samoan communities up the West Coast and stuff like that. That's super dope and a fun time.
Yeah, I remember I used to get pulled out of work. People like families would come over and they would have me come out of work and there'd be like a coach from some college and they would ask me because a lot of those guys I coach basketball, they play basketball right after football season. And I'd have some like a group of American coaches outside, just like, hey, you think you can show us where this kid is, and you can like be a liaison? Like, yeah, for sure, okay.
What's that liaison fee? What's
I mean, I didn't get paid or nothing out loud, but no. But it's like Lance said, these guys that you see in the NFL it's a big pride thing for us to hear, like when they, especially right now, the guy that they talk about a lot about his just how hard he goes on the field, his work ethic is Frankie Louvu, because that's something he picked up playing back home. Of course, nothing against his coaches in college who taught him that and the coaches he has now, but work ethic is something you pick up when you're really young. So yeah, when they talk about how hard he works, how his motor is so high, he never stops playing, he plays to the whistle, that's a testament to what he's learned back home. So that's a big pride thing for us. Shout out to my guy, man, Frankie Louvu, who also always invites us over to watch. We're probably gonna make the trip out to their last game against the Bucks in January. And he's gonna host us, and we're just gonna watch that game. Frankie's a great guy. If you guys don't know, he did a lot of stuff this Thanksgiving. He helped. He fed 6 families in North Carolina, and then his toy drive started early for Christmas. And he's just doing a lot of things in that community that beyond football. So, if you guys don't know, Frankie Louvu,
Frankie Louvu.
Shout out 4-9.
Yes, sir.
Let's go Panthers. Yeah, we're all Panthers fans because
Amen.
of Frankie.
Amen.
Appreciate you guys for coming on tonight, talking football, breaking down, giving all the scores for each of the games. Rick, in-depth look into the Bills, the future of the Bills.
I'll be better prepared next week. You guys are too smart for me.
Oh man, we were just rolling. Yeah, definitely.
I can tell you, Rick, I've never
conversation.
had anybody tell me that in my life.
Yeah, what a great guest. So complimentary. Yeah, appreciate you guys coming on, breaking down these games, talking football, helping me forget about the Chargers and their performance tonight. I'm gonna go smoke it off after this and get this episode uploaded. Yeah, tap in with us, Ballinesian Podcast, Instagram at Ballinesian, also on YouTube, same at Ballinesian. Email us at ballinesian@gmail.com. And yeah, catch us every week. Subscribe to our YouTube channels. That way you don't have to keep figuring out when things are dropping. It'll just be like, bing, new episode just dropped. Watch it. It's the premiere. Yeah, or don't, whatever. We've also got shout out to the Polyticket Network. Way back Wednesday, Pacifica Movie Starter Kit. We checked out Next Goal Wins, the documentary from 2014. I think the guys went and saw Next Goal Wins, the movie, this week. I might go watch it again tomorrow. It's pretty good, very funny.
Let me know.
Oh. Yeah,
know.
Yeah, it's my day off tomorrow too, so I won't have to go work right after, which means I might watch it high tomorrow for the first time. That might be a totally different movie. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, thank you everybody. Thank you to you two for coming on and talking. Thank you to everybody for listening. Yeah.
Thank you for having me on, Lance and Forrest.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you. Yeah.
A pleasure.
And for everybody else, stay hydrated, stay blessed, stay balling. Love and light. Peace.